While the colour is processing, this is usually when I'll sit down and chat to my clients about how to look after their hair. All of my clients, I give them this when they get it done. So everything's in writing, and it holds me accountable too, so that I don't forget. And I go through it with them step by step, and sometimes I chatter on for so long, like the 20 minutes is up by the time I'm finished. But this is like crucially important to avoid disappointed customers and unrealistic expectations. So the first thing that I'll suggest is that they wash their hair only once a week. If they can get away with longer, then definitely go longer. Using a dry shampoo, so if they get to day 3 or day 4 and they're starting to get a bit greasy, I'll tell them use a dry shampoo instead of washing it, because every time you wash it, no matter what shampoo you use, all shampoos are going to open the cuticle. Every time the cuticle is open, these colours are going to come off a little bit. So every wash you will visibly see a difference, and that's normal. It's normal if the colour comes out in the water. That's how it is. It's a stain. Every time you wash it, a layer of that stain is being removed. So I explain this to them, and they get it. They understand. Yeah, so dry shampoo. I show them how to use it too, because it's a frightening amount of people that don't even know how to use it, and that's why they hate it. They go, oh, I hate it. It's like, well, did you shake the can? Did you wait for it to dry? Usually they don't, like they'll just spray it in, they haven't shaken the can, it goes white straight away, and they panic and they go like this. And you've got to give it a minute to actually absorb the oil in your hair. Remember, it's a powder, but when it's in its can, it's a liquid, so give it 30 seconds. Like if you touch it and it feels cold, it's not ready. Just give it 30 seconds, shake the can and just wait a minute. And then you can get rid of the white. So yeah, explain to them how to do it. Cold water is like a must. Even I need to use cold water on them too. That's just how it is. And it's all about keeping that cuticle shut. I explain it to them in a way they can understand. It's like your skin. We all know we have skin and pores that open and shut with hot and cold. Same as hair has a cuticle that opens and shuts with hot and cold. And yeah, once they get it, they understand and they take you a bit more seriously, because that's how they work. The next thing I recommend is called co-shampooing, which is quite extreme and isn't going to suit everyone, mainly if you have fine hair or if you have like a scalp condition. So co-shampooing is basically you're not using shampoo to wash your hair at all, you're just using conditioner. It is a curly girl method actually, really good for people with like thick frizzy hair. It's not going to clean your hair as much as shampoo will. It'll give you the second day feeling, so you won't be quite so clean. And the idea behind that is that the conditioner is going to clean all that dirt and grease from the outside of your hair without opening your cuticle. Therefore, cuticles not open, colours lasting longer. And that is a secret weapon. Like if they do that, their colour's usually going to last them twice as long. But it is not for everyone. So I'd just say try it. If you like it, do it. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. But yeah, secret weapon, co-shampooing. And I'll recommend a treatment. I'll tell them that it's important to just squeeze that excess water out of their hair first and explain to them what and why, and this is when you start referring new products. But explaining to them how and why is like really important. Even if they don't buy something from you, they're getting something, they're getting knowledge. Like maybe they have got a $40 treatment and they're like, oh, it's not really working, but they're not taking the water out of their hair first, or they're not using a comb, it's just explaining to them how and why. They really seem to appreciate it, and they'll go, oh, no one's ever told me that before, and you're like, got you. Then I've got things to avoid down the bottom. So excessively washing your hair is the first thing that's going to strip the colour. Hot water, chlorine, pools and the ocean. Overuse of hot tools. Straighteners can strip these colours out. If you're straightening your hair like every day, it's just good to just tell them these things so you're like covered, they've been told. Excessive direct sunlight. If there's someone that works outside, my friend that had the fading thing in the scrunchie, she's a schoolgirl, so she's always like out, she's going to school. Yeah, so excessive direct sunlight. Poor quality supermarket shampoos and conditioners like Tresemme and Pantene we don't like. Anti-dandruff shampoo, especially Head and Shoulders, is one to look out for. Like that, I'll recommend that if someone wants to strip their hair. Yeah, don't use Head and Shoulders. So it's not always ideal for people who have scalp conditions. A lot of the treatment for scalp conditions seems to not be really compatible with these, unfortunately. White linen. Be aware of white linen, because if it's someone that's never had a Vivid before, they don't know. Like they'll go to a hotel and white towel or even white clothing. Like if you wear your hair out and it's all freshly done and you're going like this and you're wearing a white shirt, sometimes it can rub off. When it's wet, you know, if you go like this against a white wall, the stain can transfer. It's just good to let them know, because especially if they've never had it before, they don't know. They might wash it and go, oh my God, it's all coming out in the water. Like, no, that's how it works. That's normal. So just let them know. It happens because they're stained. They stain your skin, they stain your hair. That's how they work. So I've left you with some diagrams in here, but I'm pretty sure we've covered basically all of that. These ones here are not over-directed, but I do them in the same way. Like I'll take a little section and I'll start with one and then I'll overlap. Like the same kind of thing, just without the over-direction. And if I'm doing that, I'll pay a bit more attention to blending it with my fingers because I don't have that over-direction. Yeah, so there's that, which is just so good if someone just wants a little bit, and I can do that in 4 hours. Like, I just pre-lighten a little bit. I've got a much bigger one, yeah. Yeah, and you've got to just let them know that it's an option. Don't wait for them to ask you. Be a bit proactive and just be like, oh, how about we just do this? And they might go, oh, but then once they get over the shock, they're like, oh yeah, okay, let's do that. And do your models, like you will get what you put out. Whatever you put out, like on social media, you seem to get back. So if I put out a blue, I get like 5 people wanting blue, and I get really bored.
Instagram, I want that colour.
Yeah. So you know, put it out there. Like, and I like to curl the hair and take my time with it because that's my marketing material. I'm putting that out there. That's what's going to get me customers. So like, I do that. I don't even ask them. I'm just like, I'm curling your hair. I'm taking a photo. Like, I'm doing that. Because I just love it and they know that. Yeah, that's it. Questions? Any questions? I'm going to show you how I take photos too and style it. Let's go and rinse.